Hey beautiful people. Over the past few weeks I've had an insane amount of questions about embroidery and how to do the embroideries that I do, I guess. And because I am collaborating with Iktoon this month, which is a Dutch company that campaigns for the amateur arts, and this month we're giving amateur artists a stage to display their art, and we're mainly just motivating and inspiring and encouraging people at home to be creative and to try new things. And as a part of that campaign I am going to be filming this tutorial to hopefully encourage you to pick up a new hobby. I have already filmed the tutorial bit and it was a pain to film because I don't have the right tripod and my camera was balancing on a chair and it was a bit tricky, but it worked out and I think it looks really nice and I hope you will enjoy it as well. And yeah, just enjoy and I'll see you soon. Alright guys, welcome to the voiceover bit of this video. This is my very first time doing this, but I think I've seen enough YouTube videos to get this right. First of all, you will need a pair of jeans, some scissors, embroidery thread, embroidery needles, and a pen to draw out your design on the pair of jeans you're customizing. And our first step would be to thread our needle with some embroidery thread. I know, right? Total shocker. I just doubled over my thread and knotted it at the end, so the result would be a little bit thicker and more robust because I really like that look. So step 2, we finally start actually sewing and embroidering. The stitch I'm beginning with here is called the Lazy Daisy stitch because you can embroider daisies really nicely with this stitch. I think that's why it's called the Lazy Daisy stitch. I'm not a professional or an expert by any means, so please correct me if I'm wrong. But the way you do this stitch, and I'm going to try to explain this as well as possible, is by pulling the needle through once and then sticking it back in next to your primary hole and then pulling through the needle again where your flower petal is supposed to end. And then that's how you kind of secure that loop of thread, and then it forms this beautiful daisy petal shape. You'll see me do it multiple times in a video because I wanted to show you from up close and far away, from all angles, just to make sure you got a good view of what I was doing. And I really hope I showed it well enough and explained it well enough, but with the video on hand you should be able to figure it out because it really isn't that difficult. To finish your daisy design, you really simply just repeat the Lazy Daisy stitch for as many times as you would like your daisy to have petals. And after that, you create the center, and I will explain how to do that in a little bit. Once you're done with all your daisy petals, you just tie a knot on the inside of your jean shorts to secure your embroidery work, and then you go forward with the next step. To create the center of our daisies, we use a stitch called the colonial knot. Okay, it's a knot, not a stitch, but you get what I mean. And to do so, we use a single thread, and you can thread it through your needle once and then tie it at the end, or split your thread and double it over. Works either way. And the stitch itself, or the knot itself, is pretty easy to do, but kind of difficult to explain, so I really hope I showed you well enough in the video. Otherwise, you can always Google it. The internet knows best, I guess. And you just tie a single knot and make sure to pull your thread really tight when you stick your needle back through and pull it through the fabric, because if it's too loose, it will look a little bit messy. And that's it. Once you're done, you can tie as many knots as you would like and make as many daisies as you would like. And I believe that this tiny little embroidery makes everything look a million times cuter. So there you go. For our second pair of shorts, I decided to go with a lightning bolt design on the back pockets. It looks really badass. I love these shorts, and it was actually one of the easiest things you could possibly imagine embroidering. First of all, you sketch out the design of the bolts on the back pockets. I did this with a silver pen, which wasn't the best idea, but it worked out fine because you can't really see it underneath the embroidery, so oh well. Then the second step is to pick the color of your lightning bolts. I went with red and start embroidering. I threaded the needle with a single thread like before, and I'm not sure what this stitch is called, but you take a stitch length forward and then loop your needle back and pull it through your previous stitch so it splits the thread. I hope that makes sense, but you'll see me doing it in the video. It ends up looking like a really nice solid line, which is what we're aiming for here. So yeah. Then you just repeat that step over and over again until you've traced your entire design. This is probably the most calming and meditative, is that a word? Well, calming activity ever, and also what I like about embroidery so much. To finish our design, we repeat the same step except with a darker color to create a bit of a drop shadow on the right or left side of the lightning bolt. Et voila, you're done. Just tie a knot on the inside of the pocket and you can wear your jeans and feel really badass.